Hi and welcome to my guide on how to play World of Warcraft. Today I'll talk to you about professions. Okay, now there's two different types of professions you can learn. First off, you have your secondary professions, and you can learn all three or just choose one or the other, or completely up to you what you do. I do advise, however, learning all three eventually. Now these are first aid, cooking and fishing. First aid, it's a good idea to start learning that now, so work on that as soon as you find a first aid trainer. Then you have cooking. You can learn that now. It's not really required until higher levels. You don't have to learn cooking, but I find it handy when I'm doing raids and instances. And as I mentioned, you also have fishing. Now this can be quite a boring skill to level, so if you've got nothing else to do, then by all means go and level your fishing. Now those are the secondary professions. Then you also have primary professions, and you can only learn two of them. So it's a good idea to consider now what you want to do and what you want to do later on, so that you don't waste your time on a profession now and have to go and learn another one later. So here's what the professions are. For gathering, you can choose from mining, which means you'll get ore or minerals and rocks. That's it in a nutshell. Then you have herbalism, where you get herbs from the ground. And you also have skinning. Skinning lets you, once you've killed a mob, as you can see here, there's a little critter here, but you can skin these as well once someone's killed them. So you can skin it and turn it into gear and items later on. Now, okay, so that's the gathering professions. As for the other professions, you have things such as alchemy. Alchemy lets you mix items. Usually these are herbs, so having herbalism as a profession as well goes hand in hand. And it lets you make these into potions. Now the potions can vary. They can make your health increase instantly, or mana increase instantly, or they can even increase your spell damage, or the amount of damage you're doing. It's a variety of things. There's even spells out there that can make you smaller or turn you into a skeleton. So it's a lot of fun. One of my characters are an alchemist, and it's a lot of fun. I love it. The next available profession is blacksmithing. Now if you have a look at your character, so press C on your keyboard and go to skills, you'll see here under armor proficiencies what type of gear you can wear. And this one states that I can wear cloth, leather or mail. So if you can wear mail or even plate, you can look at taking up blacksmithing. Now this means that you can use metal bars and you turn them into weapons and other items. Oh, and of course armour. Now other items you make can be, for example, there's a sharpening stone you can make, which increases the amount of damage you do with your weapon for a limited amount of time. Very handy. Now of course you want to do mining with blacksmithing, so keep that in mind. The next one available is enchanting. This one's a little bit more complicated. It means that you make an existing item better. For example, I can add increased armour to my leather chest piece, or I can increase the amount of mana that I have, or even health, or the amount of damage that I do to my weapon. It's pretty good to have. Can be expensive to level. With enchanting, the way that you get your mats, also known as materials, is by disenchanting other items. So those are your green title, your blue title, purple title items. You disenchant those, you get materials from them, and you enchant another item. That's how they work. Now, if you are an enchanter, you want something else to help you along the way. As I said, it is expensive, so have a look at skinning, mining or herbalism to make money and get items from those and sell them on the auction house. If you are a little bit more experienced, you can look at enchanting tailoring, but that's completely up to you. Now, next on the list is engineering. Now, if you're an engineer, you can make fun items. Now, I know there's some engineers out there that can make mailboxes, for example. So if you're in the middle of nowhere, you need a mailbox, you can create one. You can also make explosives, bullets, guns. It's quite a fun thing to level. Not very popular along the vast majority of population, but it's still a fun profession. If you are going to be an engineer, you want to look at mining as well. Next on the list is jewel crafting. Now, as a jeweler, pretty self-explanatory, you make jewellery, which can be necklaces and also rings, which go in these slots here. They don't go in your headpiece, they go in your neck. There you go. As you become higher level, some items you'll notice will start having sockets. Around about level 60, you'll start noticing that. Socket items allow a gem to go in them. Now, jewel crafters make those gems. So these gems can do things such as add additional damage or stamina or mana regeneration, a variety of things. There's a lot of different gems out there. So when you have a look at the auction house, go have a look at gems as well. And I will cover the auction house in my next video, so don't panic. Next on the list, if you are a jewel crafter, look at mining as well. Very handy. Now next on the list is leather worker. Now this allows you to create armor, mail, armor kits, which increase the amount of armor that a particular item has, and you can create armor kits for hand, leg, chest and feet. So look at that. It also lets you create ammo bags. So if you're a hunter, you're going to need a leather worker eventually to be able to hold more ammunition. Now if you're a leather worker, of course you're going to need skinning. That's your main skill. Okay, and I've also mentioned tailoring there before, but the idea of a tailor, you take pieces of cloth. So if you have any linen cloth, which is what you'll start with, you can turn that into armor, and later on throughout the game you'll start being able to make that into bags, and you can make shirts, and when you hit a higher level, you can actually make a flying carpet, which is pretty cool. So that's it in a nutshell. If you are going to be a tailor, probably look at another skill such as mining, herbalism or skinning, because eventually you may find that tailoring can be expensive to level, but also you can do tailoring and enchanting. So when you create some tailoring items, you can disenchant them and level up your enchanting as well. I've almost forgot, there is also inscription. Now this is a newer profession in the game. I do have an inscriptor, I find a lot of fun. So inscriptors can make scrolls, so you can have, for example, a scroll of strength, which increases the amount of strength you have for a limited amount of time. They also make glyphs. Now you won't need a glyph straight away. Eventually you will though. It does all sorts of things, such as I have a mage that can turn particular mobs into penguins instead of the usual sheep. They can also make things last longer or increase the power of a particular ability you have. So that's what professions do. So have a look what you want to do. Have a look at what cloth or leather or mail or plate that you can wear. Have a look at that. Now also, have a look at getting Atlas loot. Previously I mentioned getting Quest Helper. Now have a look at Atlas loot. It allows you to see different items available in different instances or dungeons. I will start doing dungeons with you soon, but Atlas loot is a good idea to get. Here I'll also list some other add-ons which you may consider. All the instructions on how to install them will be on the website here. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you have a great time.